This is my presentation for exercise, health and lifestyle factors. There are 5 main lifestyle factors, and they are physical activity, diet, smoking, alcohol, and stress. The recommendations of physical activity is at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week for an adult whose age between 19 and 64. This could include simple things like walking or cycling to work and not using a car, train or bus to travel. Or, if they have a dog, then they should walk it, but if not, then they could just go for a walk around the block either in the morning or after work. There are also water aerobic classes for adults at many leisure centres that have access to swimming pools. It is also advised that adults do some strength exercises as well, so that they can work on their strength and power involving the major muscle groups. A good way of improving your physical fitness is if you set yourself certain goals that you want to achieve over a certain period of time. The benefits of an adult doing physical activity is that it produces endorphins, which is a hormone which is released from the body and is often referred to as the happy hormone. Physical activity can also make you feel more confident about the way you look and feel, and reduces the anxiety levels that you may have felt before you started to exercise. However, if you are very busy during the day, you have a 9-to-5 job and a family to look after, then you may feel like you don't have the time for exercising, or you may not have the access to anywhere that you could do exercise. However, if you work in an office block, then instead of taking the lift, then you could take the stairs just to get at least 5 minutes of exercise for that day. The recommendations of physical activity for children who are aged between 5 and 18 is that they should be doing at least 60 minutes of moderate or vigorous exercise or activity per day. A moderate activity could be walking or cycling to school, walking the dog, or playing in the playground. Vigorous physical activity is things like swimming, football, rugby or gymnastics. It is also recommended that children develop their strength at least 3 times a week, and they can do this by climbing trees like most young children do, or if their school has a climbing frame or monkey bars on their playground, then they can improve their strength by using those. A healthy diet for an adult includes at least 6 to 8 cups of water a day, which is equivalent to about 2 litres, and having your 5 a day. But this 5 a day needs to be varied, and you can't just have 5 of the same food. The benefits of a good diet are that it reduces the chance of type 2 diabetes and obesity. However, a bad and unbalanced diet can increase the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease and obesity. A bad diet can also make you feel miserable and unmotivated to do anything other than stay at home. According to data from gov.uk in 2015, 68% of men in the UK were overweight and 58% of women in the UK were overweight. Smoking. Around 20% of adults in the UK smoke, and as of recently it has been proven that people were more likely to start smoking before the age of 20, because the people that they are friends with or they hang around with might smoke a lot, and they might feel like they aren't a part of that group of friends until they smoke or have at least tried it. Some people only smoke because they are bored and they use it as a way to pass the time, and some people could use it as a stress relief or a distraction from what is going on in their personal lives. Smoking can cause someone to have bad breath, their airways can get blocked and their fingers can turn yellow. There are also very high risks of lung cancer, heart attacks and angina for someone who smokes or someone that is always around smokers and is breathing in the smoke secondhand. In 2006 to 2007, it became illegal to smoke in the workplace and in places that were enclosed and very popular to the public, and it also became illegal to sell tobacco to anyone under the age of 18. In 2015, there was a ban put in place about smoking in cars, when there are other people present in the car who are under the age of 18. The recommended amount of units of alcohol intake per week is 14%, both men and women. However, there are 4% of women in the UK and 11% of men in the UK who drink more than the recommended limit. People often drink when they go out with their friends because they might feel like they are different to them because they don't normally drink and they want to fit in. Or they might use drinking as a way to try and erase any bad memories or experiences that they might have had in the past, or if there is anything happening to them or affecting them at that point in time. If you drink too much alcohol on a regular basis, then there is a high risk of liver disease, cancer, or heart attack. Stress is normally seen as a bad thing. However, there are two types of stresses. The first is eustress and the second is distress. Eustress is a good type of stress which increases the level of adrenaline that we have, and it means that we can perform better under pressure. For example, if you are taking a penalty in a World Cup final, then the pressure from the crowd and the other players watching you may help you to perform better because they all think that you may fail and you want to prove them wrong and hopefully win the game for your team. Distress is a very extreme version of anxiety, and it causes you to feel nervous or worried about something or a situation. For example, if you're again playing in the World Cup final and you're taking the last penalty to ensure that your team wins, then the pressure of everyone watching you and your teammates depending on you can cause you to lose focus and lack coordination, and you may miss the penalty. Or you could be transferring to a new team in a different country or different area, and you could feel quite nervous about how your current teammates may react to you leaving, and the fact that you might not know anyone at the new team or anyone who lives where you have to move to.